Hey, good morning, everyone from Central Texas. It's a rainy day, and I thought I'd do a quick video on a small snippet of trim documentation. So yesterday I posted a foot from a horse named Elsa. This is an Azteca, and this is a horse that Eddie was trimming, my mentor, and Eddie got injured last summer, and this horse went a couple months untrimmed, and then I came into the picture. And at the time, you know, her foot was in pretty good shape. She has good feet. I don't think she's ever been shod. And my main goal was just to get her trimmed back up and bring her toe back because her toes had gotten long. So I never really even thought about the heel. And this was in November when I started trimming her. So along, I think in February, kind of end of February, Eddie told me, hey, you know, you got to start keeping measurements on the heel width. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know. So he showed me some of his pictures, and so I just started taking the same type of measurements. Now at the time, I wasn't concerned about her heels at all. She's got pretty good feet. But, you know, what I found out later down the road in documenting all the horses I trimmed for their heel width is that bringing back their toes allowed their heels to widen. Even though I wasn't going for that, that's just what happened. Okay, so the foot gets rounder. You bring back that toe, the foot gets rounder, the heel widens. There's just no doubt about it. I've got so many documented now. So let's talk about how I take this picture and how that equates to the back of the foot. So in this shot, what I'm showing here, I put two little arrows down at the bottom. And what I'm showing is I've got these calipers here, and when I put two pictures side by side like this and I want to compare them, I use the center line of the foot to a point on the pastern, and then I'll come over here and I'll put that same measurement, okay? Now here on this right side, I've even cheated myself a little bit. You can see that the foot's maybe a little smaller on this side than it should be, okay? But that's my technique for equating the feet, first of all, in the photograph, so I'm not misrepresenting, you know, my measurements. Okay, then in this picture, I've added these blue lines to represent the exits of the commissures, all right? So the commissures will exit right at the dimple in the frog, right here, okay, on each foot, on any foot. So that's a relative constant there. And of course, if you carve out the commissures, you can see that. But also, if you carve out the commissures, you might go deeper than the natural foot intended that commissure to go. So I don't carve out commissures. I let the frog fill in the gap as it was designed to do to help absorb shock and vibration, all right? So I started measuring just like Eddie at the top of the foot. I mean, I'm basically trimming that foot the same every time, or trying to, so that value is going to be relatively constant. And as you can see, the angle of these commissures, when this distance at the top of the foot gets bigger, this distance at the bottom is also going to get bigger, and we'll see that in the next picture. So as long as those angles remain relatively the same, and you can remember that from 6th or 7th grade geometry, if I compare this red line here to that red line over here, and it gets bigger on the same foot, when I compare the yellow line to the yellow line on the most recent picture, that line is also going to get bigger. So let's take a look. So here, they're just proportional is what I'm trying to say because of the math, all right, because the angle stays the same. So here I am at about the length of this yellow line, and I'm going to bring that over here, and we can see that this yellow line here is much bigger, okay? Same with the red line, right? So I measure the red line with my calipers, bring it over here, and I've got much more length on the picture from September. So whether you measure at the top or the bottom, unless you've got some kind of massive injury, some kind of missing heel, your heels have flared out substantially, these values are going to be comparative, all right? They're going to stay proportional. You're not really looking at the numbers. So for instance, if I say, well, this is 85. Oh no, it's only 75. That's not really what you're looking at. You're looking at, did it grow from the last time I measured it, all right? So you can use this technique in your documentation and feel confident about it. And that's all I wanted to cover today. And let me know in the comments if you have any other questions or need any other help with documentation. I would do my best to make a little video about it. GoPro, stop recording.